It is very difficult to define African culture as one, but we saw that over the past couple of weeks when we studied the Chokoshi culture, we looked at the similarities of the treatment in women across all African countries.
Roles of women in leadership and career advancement have changed throughout the decades. I cannot say that they're the best right now, but they're not as bad as they used to be. Statistics state that women political leaders are they're easier at compromising than male political leaders, but less women can get political leadership because of biases that are placed upon working women or women in leadership. The last 60 years have seen a number of women enter the workforce because of because they were there to supplement the economic system that the male earning capacity was not there during the two world wars. Social movements such as the feminists and equal opportunities legislation have supplemented this. Adding more women to work in the workforce. Though the Economist has said that women in workplaces will add to 21% of the GDP, less women are working and are earning the same wages as men. This seems to be a constant in history, but hopefully women still aim to balance the scales, and hopefully that will happen.
Is varied across nations and regions. It is a known fact that Rwanda, as of July 2019, is the only country in the world where women hold more than half the seats in parliament, at 51.9%. Despite the efforts towards equality dating back in history, women still face various issues related to gender inequality, such as disproportionate levels of poverty and education, poor health, lack of political power, little workforce participation, gender-based violence, female genital mutilation, and child marriage.
For the longest time, women have been sidelined. Their role was only limited to the kitchen and to childbearing. This all changed when World War I hit and the men all had to go to war. The women were left back home, taking up roles of creating weaponry in the factories and other jobs in the industry. The suffragettes is one of the most prominent feminist movements, founded in 1903. It has played a key role in seeking the liberation and equal treatment of women. In 1918, the suffragettes managed to pass an act where women over 30 were able to vote in the US. Thanks to the suffragettes and other women who have existed before us, we can enjoy the privilege of being independent women. By Maya Angelou, called Phenomenal Woman. Pretty women wonder why my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size, but when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally phenomenal woman. That's me.
What do you think is wrong between this dress and this dress? Now, so many times I wonder, why is it that most African weddings, or traditional weddings to be specific, the bride always has to be this decently dressed woman in long dresses? Now, I don't know who said long dresses are decent, but they always have to be in a decent long dress, and how they behave, you have to be so humble. in how you treat your husband. You're probably going to kneel before him when you're serving him, and your language, you have to be this polite, innocent girl. Now, that's the definition that culture gives us of a decent woman in Africa. Culture is good. Culture gives us an identity. It tells us of our history, what is probably expected of us, but then it's not really meant to condemn us. We should be ready to mingle, we should be ready to learn other cultures and accept that with time, ours are maybe getting old, or ours are the ones to be embraced. But over time, let's learn to be open-minded to culture. Dear woman, you are tough, you are ambitious, and you know exactly what you want.
One is not born, but rather becomes a woman.
She remembered who she was, and the game changed.
If you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman.